Tom Robinson, interviewed near Hot Springs, Arkansas, interviewed by Mary D. Hoggins, age when interviewed 88. It's my understanding that I was born in Catawba County, North Carolina. As far as I remember, Newton was the nearest town. I was born on a place belonging to Jacob Sigmunds. I can just barely remember my mother. I was not 11 when they sold me away from her. I can just barely remember her, but I do remember how she used to take us children and kneel down in front of the fireplace and pray. She'd prayed that the time would come when everybody could worship the Lord under their own vine and fig tree, all of them free. It's come to me lots of times since there was a praying, and on other plantations, women was a praying all over the country. The same prayer was being prayed. Guess the Lord done heard the prayers and answered it. Old man Sigmunds wasn't a bad master. Don't remember so much about him. I couldn't have been 11 when he sold me to Pinckney Setzer. He kept me for a little while, and then he sold me to David Robinson. All three of them lived not so far apart in North Carolina, but pretty soon after he bought me, old man Dave Robinson moved to Texas. We was there when the war started. We stayed there all during the war. I was set free there. We lived in Cass County. It was pretty close to the Arkansas border, and that wasn't far from Oklahoma. I remember well when they was first gathering them up for the war. We used to hear the cannon often. To be sure, I was scared right at first. Pretty soon we got used to it. Somebody even made up a song, Listen to the Homemade Thunder. They'd sing it every time the cannon started roaring. There never was any fighting right around us. I never really saw any fighting. Old man Dave Robinson was good to me. He didn't have a big farm, just owned me. Treated me almost like I was one of his own children. Of course, I had to work. Sometimes he whipped me, but no more than he had to. I was just a child, and any child has got to be made to mind. He was good to me, and old Miss was good to me. All my masters was pretty good to me, lots better than the usual run. I kept the name Robinson, and I named my son Dave, so you might know which one I think the most of. One day I was out milking the cows. Mr. Dave come down into the field, and he had a paper in his hands. Listen to me, Tom, he said. Listen to what I read you. And he read from a paper all about how I was free. You can't tell how I felt. You're joking me, I says. No, I ain't, says he. You're free. No, says I, it's a joke. No, says he, it's a law that I got to read this paper to you. Now listen while I read it again. But still I wouldn't believe him. Just go up to the house, says he, and ask Miss Robinson. She'll tell you. So I went. It's a joke, I says to her. Did you ever know your master to tell you a lie? She says, no, says I ain't. Well, she says, the war's over and you're free. But that time I thought maybe she was telling me what was right. Miss Robinson says, can I go over to see the Smiths? They was a colored family that lived nearby. Don't you understand, says she. You're free. You don't have to ask me what you can do. Run along, child. And so I went. And do you know why I was going? I wanted to find out if they was free too. I just couldn't take it all in. I couldn't believe we was all free alike. Was I happy? Lord, You can take anything, no matter how good you treat it, it wants to be free. You can't treat it good and feed it and give it everything it seems to want. But if you open the cage, it's happy. After the war was over, I farmed. I farmed all my life till I got too old. I stopped 3, 4 years ago. I didn't sharecrop except just a first to get a start. I rented. I paid thirds and fourths. I always rented. I wasn't a sharecropper. Now I live with my son, Dave Robinson, the one I named for my master. It was awful hard going after the war, but I got me a place. Had to sharecrop for a year or two, but I worked hard and saved all I could. Pretty soon I had me enough that I could rent. Always raised the usual things, cotton and corn and potatoes, and a little truck and that sort of thing. Always raised enough to eat for us and the stock, and then some cotton for a cash crop. My first wife, well, it was kind of funny. I wasn't more than 19. She had 11 children. Some of them was older than I was, but it wasn't too hard on me. They was all old enough to take care of themselves. I lived with that woman for 17 years. Then she died. I've been married 5 times. 3 of my children are living. One lives here in Hot Springs. Then there's one in Texarkana, and there's one in Kansas City. 2 of my children are dead. The youngest died just about last year. All my wives are dead.